we're here. It is another episode of Ask San Angelo Live. It's your boy, Matt Trammell. I'm here with Joe Hyde and Manny Diaz. This week we don't have a talk
nobody
about,
wants to come on.
We'll just go ahead and send it to the front desk. Here's Joe.
Why are you giving it to me first? I have to go first? Okay. So this is Ask San Angelo Live. And while we're waiting for the big audience to swell here on our Facebook thing, this is kind of
We're doing all right. We got 37 with us
37.
right now.
Well, this is kind of like we do this about once a week. Sometimes we have a guest, sometimes we don't. Lately, we haven't. We had a guest last week, but we don't have a guest this week. But anyway, it's your chance to complain and tell us what we're missing, and for us to tell you about kind of the inside scoop on some of the stories we're doing, and I don't know, just it's very informal, it's very fun,
Yeah.
and. Anyway, Manny, what have you been working on?
Yeah, so in fact, today we have actually three main topics we're going to hit on, and it is we have some wheelchair drama. So there.
Wait, wheelchair drama.
Wheelchair drama. I can't make this stuff up. It was something that came that was presented to the San Angelo City Council on Tuesday. I guess you can call it a heated exchange, if you will.
Excuse me.
Bless you. We're going to be talking about that. You don't want to miss it. We'll actually play
wheelchair drama.
We'll play a clip for you, and we'll dissect this a little bit. There were similarities made to the Jamaican bobsled team. And who is the Eagle guy?
Ernie
the Eagle?
Ernie the Eagle.
Ernie the Eagle.
Okay, so we're talking that. Plus, we're also talking mask mandates. You know, we're seeing a bit of an uptick in COVID cases here in not only just in the Concho Valley, San Angelo, the Concho Valley, but all over America. So we're talking that Greg Abbott, our Governor Greg Abbott, has said has commented on this. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Man,
plus,
if Abbott comes out with a mask mandate, he's toast. He's toast.
I mean, it's re-election year.
Yeah, he's not going to.
Yeah.
So it'd be Alan West for governor.
So we're going to present the question to you: should mask mandates return? We'll dissect that as well. Plus, hey, if you're a fan of the old college football, I know Joe's still on whether he's riding or dying with A&M.
I still wear the ring.
SEC. So, big breaking news today is Texas, University of Texas, and University of Oklahoma are looking to expand the horizons outside the Big 12 Conference and perhaps possibly joining Texas A&M and the SEC. So we're talking about that. We want to hear your thoughts. I know there's a lot of college football fans out there. Just if you're fans of Texas, if you're fans of Oklahoma, you want to tune into this. So,
or fans of A&M.
Or fans of A&M. There's still those out there.
I mean, yeah, there's still people there that like A&M. But the thing about A&M is, we haven't been able to play Texas since 2011. 2011 is the last
It's a damn
time.
shame if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that they would eventually play, but Jerry Jones was going to make all the money. That's what I was thinking. But now this is the end run. So if Texas gets into the SEC, and now you're going to have a regularly scheduled game every year. Texas versus Texas A&M.
I think that's the only way. That's the only way that legitimately happens if both of them are reunited in the conference. Because both schools, they dance around this thing all the time. We can go on to this, but we'll get into that. First and foremost, let's go ahead and let's start with the wheelchair drama from the San Angelo City Council.
Before you do, people are still joining our live stream here. This is Ask San Angelo Live. We do this about once a week. It's myself, Joe Hyde, Manny Diaz, and Matt Trammell. We're all with San Angelo Live, and we talk about the news of the week, kind of in an informal way, and we interact with your comments and things like that. So if you feel free to comment and ask questions, even snarky remarks, because nothing scares us.
Yeah,
but,
we got our first snarky remark, Joe.
Oh, yeah? What did it say?
So Javon Dedre, sorry
did you pronounce that correctly?
He said, why y'all always lying on y'all stories?
Why y'all always lying
on y'all stories?
Well,
does my man know what an arrest affidavit is?
Yeah.
Did he get arrested?
All the stories go off, what we get from important people.
Well, the thing is, we don't sit there and make stuff up. We do not make stuff up. Everything has an official document behind it, usually a court document. So if it's in the court documents that way, we're not lying. That's we're reporting what the court documents say. Now I know there's before trials or whatever. There's your side and the other side, and sometimes only one side gets presented in the court documents. But that's what we're presenting. We're presenting the court documentation. That's what that, and it's not lying. It's presenting the court documentation.
Fair enough. Anything else, Trimble?
We got two more. We had someone said not going to do it, so I guess they're not going to ask us.
Not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Too scaredy pants.
And then another one, Carol Pope. Hello, I lived in San Angelo most of my life until I moved to Midland.
Okay, good deal.
Good deal.
Thanks.
Did she move to Midland
Thanks
because
for the update.
of us, or what's the deal?
Yeah, glad you're still
Appreciate
keeping
you.
up with it though, Carol.
Carol moved to Midland. Yep.
All right. So thank you, Matt Trammell, and mind you, Trammell, if we do have any other commenters, we'd
Oh,
love
got
to.
another one. Sebastian Prieto, San Angelo Live is a phenomenal news source.
Look
All
at that.
right, there you go.
Look
My
at that.
man, Sebastian.
I
Thank
knew
you,
these
Sebastian.
Ask San Angelo Live things would work. Did you, Manny?
I think we're on to something.
We're onto
here.
something.
Yeah.
Anyway, first topic.
Yeah. First topic. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. It is the drama at the city council meeting on Tuesday, and we're talking a wheelchair ramp that would go from the Chadburn Street Bridge.
The bridge over the Concha River.
The bridge over the
How
Concha
many are
River.
there? There's two of them, though. isn't
Yes,
there?
there's two. There's one on each side of the bridge.
Okay,
So we're
gotcha.
talking about a ramp that's going down.
So
down
this
to the
this is
river
by
level.
the burger place
by Twisted Root.
yeah.
by Twisted Root. So they're going to put instead of having stairs, or they got rid of the stairs.
I would think. They
No,
would keep
the stairs are still going to be there. They just have to have a wheelchair accessible ramp there. So whether the ADA is going to make them put in a ramp there, well, I don't know if they're making them.
Well,
but
the
either way,
ADA. I mean, that's the Americans with
yeah,
Disabilities Act. That's
yeah.
not somebody is paying the city money to build a
To put that in, yeah.
wheelchair ramp.
well, it's part of the Chadburn reconstruction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's part of the big $21 million deal.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's
So
a
in
big
order
part
to
of
get
that.
the $21 million, you better build a wheelchair ramp.
Yeah. So there was a
That's what they're
couple
saying.
ladies that were there.
But the thing is, this is like 40, 60 feet.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
this
be
is
pretty
a
deep.
long drop.
It's going to be four different what are those called? Basically turns. I don't know
Yeah, I
what they
think that's
call them.
probably the best way to put it. I mean, if you look at it, there's probably the steep type of ramp is something similar to what you would see at San Angelo Stadium.
I think it'd be
Or
good.
Bobcat Stadium.
I think we need to do it. It'd be
Man,
good for
Bobcat Stadium though. I mean,
Bobcat Stadium.
You
You say
gotta-
Bobcat Stadium?
Dude, if
you
you-
can't. That's racist.
If you go to San Angelo Stadium, I mean, going up that ramp, you got to take an oxygen tank with you sometimes.
Yeah.
I think
well,
it's pretty steep. So.
I think here's my thoughts. My thoughts are it'd be great attraction for skateboarders, and we could charge admission.
yeah. Well, that's who's going to
I
be
mean,
there.
okay.
The
Can you
hooligans.
imagine going your skateboard?
Okay.
You got 60 feet to go down,
know.
and it's going to twist and turn.
The hooligans, well, they're going to get on their skateboards and grind
Yeah.
all down the rails and tear up the paint.
Okay.
I'm telling
Hey,
you.
So-
do you have the video?
Yeah, so we do have video of this. In fact, so the beef is that the ramp is going to be too steep. And there was a collection of people that went up and spoke about this in public comment. We had one lady, she said she's not a citizen, or she doesn't live in the city of San Angelo, but she identifies herself as a taxpayer of Amazon. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Amazon delivers her packages.
Yes.
Yeah, so
and she
she pays
pays
plenty
sales
of
tax.
sales
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So,
I knew I was going to
did-
mess that up.
You knew that, right? If you buy something on sales, your sales tax costs you money on Amazon. You had to pay sales tax, right?
And so when you get that sales tax from Amazon, where does that money go? Does it go to the city of San Angelo?
Yeah, they report. Let's say if you buy an Amazon package and they ship it to San Angelo, Texas, inside the city, then 6.25% of that's going to the state, and 2% is going, or I don't know, 0.5% is going to the coast of DC, 0.5% is going to the county, and 1% is going to the city of San Angelo. I mean, they slice and dice that stuff at the state level. Amazon just writes a big old check once a month, I guess.
So yeah. Anyways, back to it. The lady said that she lives right outside the city. It was Country Club
So
Road.
that's how she identifies
She
herself.
lives on Country Club Road outside
Yeah.
the city limits, but she has Amazon boxes shipped somewhere inside the city of San Angelo. So therefore, she is a tax-paying citizen of San Angelo.
There we go.
Correct.
So
There we go.
Nonetheless,
Amazon.
that's how she identifies. And here's what she actually had to say about the wheelchair ramps. Brace yourself. It's pretty long-winded, but it's well worth the listen.
Road. I actually do not live in the city, but I do pay a whole lot of taxes here, especially sales tax from Amazon. Good morning, Mayor and council members. I appreciate this opportunity to talk about the Chadburn Street ADA ramp. My first thoughts on hearing about this ramp is it's going to be one heck of a long ramp down along the river, given the requirements to be able to push a person up there in a wheelchair with ease. The second one was, all I could envision was Eddie the Eagle from the 1988 Calgary Olympics, who competed for Britain in the ski jumping. I could see him just sliding on down there and taking off and going across the river. My third thought was it's going to be a very attractive nuisance for every skateboarder in town. Then I got to wondering, why a ramp? Did the city receive a lot of requests from the wheelchair-bound population for this to get access from the river up to the street level? Are they not like the rest of us to go ahead and walk from one spot to another, get in our car, and then drive up to the Scoop or then any of the restaurants? That's what I do. It's a whole lot easier. I've looked at the design. It's now 4 switchbacks. Well, that got my memory, my images going, and all I could think of was the Jamaican bobsled team going on down there, and given Snowmageddon, I can foresee that. If we ever get another snow, that's going to have to be blocked off. Why a ramp? Here's 1 in 12, the top. 1 in 16, which is comfortable. 1 in 20, which apparently is a Texas. What I have for all of you is a challenge. Before you vote on this, supposedly it's not a done deal, but then again it might be, because you don't want to lose the money. Part of your job is to go ahead, and if it is a bad idea, to say, no, we're going to eat the loss. I want all of you to pick a ramp, either at Bobcat Stadium, the City Auditorium, or the Coliseum. Put a 140-pound person in a wheelchair, not a light one from the hospital, one that somebody uses all the time with the footrests and everything else, and push that person up and down that ramp for a total distance for for this entire ramp, and see how easy it is. The people that should have been consulted, that are the experts in a ramp and how to use them, are the people in wheelchairs. That's who you should have consulted. Surely the city has employees that are in wheelchairs and could have been consulted. Thank you very much.
Well,
All right.
that was fun.
A little interesting there, huh?
Well, she makes a point that the thing is, the way government spends money, back in 30 years ago, you had runaway spending at the federal level. Now we have the federal government forcing the state government, forcing city municipal government just to spend money wantonly. That's part of it. But the other part of it is that there's a widespread, particularly the older group, all these mandates that come down, particularly for the ADA. The Americans with Disability Act came out under George H.W. Bush back in the early 90s. And actually, I think it's been a good thing. When I was an architecture student at Texas A&M, one of our courses, we had to for 2 days we had to ride around campus on wheelchairs just to show how inaccessible a lot of parts of the campus were. And it was eye-opening when you do that,
So what do you think? You think that ramp's put in there? You think it's a good thing that they're going to put that ramp in there, or do you think that we're wasting money?
I don't know if you need a ramp there. I don't know if I don't know how much access, or there might be other places where you could put a wheelchair ramp that would be get more for the money. But maybe people will go. And the other thing is, the design of this thing, if I was an engineer, had to design a ramp that went down 60 feet, and to design a ramp not be, I guess, misused.
Right.
Like that,
Yeah.
or not be a danger, when it's icy.
I think one of the main problems is I think because the initial lady who had a problem with it, I forget her name, Manny, you know her name.
I believe it was Nelda Nallen.
Yeah, she's a former teacher at Cristobal, and her daughter was in a horrific crash she was going to school at A&M. She was on her way back to College Station, and she was in a horrific crash. She basically. She's very paralyzed, and she has to use a wheelchair. And the lady said, when I go to the city auditorium, I have to walk down backwards, so that way, because there's been times where I've lost control. Or,
because the ramp's too steep.
The steepness of the ramp. So I think that was one of the main problems. Is this thing is going to be 40 feet, like you're saying, so it's 40 feet.
40 feet down.
40 feet of slopes.
Yeah.
So I think their just main problem is the depth.
Oh,
of
I
the
think
slope.
I think the lady Mary Casper. That's who's
That was that one.
Yeah,
Right.
I think her complaint is just wasting money, wasting government money.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. I mean, like I said, you got to think about it from a lot of perspectives, and one of the perspectives to think about that people don't is, if I were wheelchair bound, how would I get around the city?
Yeah.
And how accessible is it? And then the next question I have on that same subject is that where we need to put a ramp? I mean, there are probably a million other places that we ought to put a ramp.
Well, you had the Star Spangled Banner show at the River Stage this July 4th, and you saw as many people as there was on the other side of the River Stage there. I mean, they got to have some ways to come across. And I mean, I'm not sure there may be places already. I don't know.
Or there might be a better way to access Neff's Park. There's a sidewalk that goes right along the river on that side, right?
Yeah.
That's
there's I mean, if you go on Oak Street Bridge,
right,
on Oak Street there, and then there's that entry right behind Eggemeyer's General Store,
right,
and there's that parking lot. Well, and then there's a ramp that goes onto the sidewalk there that leads you alongside the river.
So there's access.
There's access there.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it
and I think that's
easier.
one of the things that the Casper lady said was she said very badly. She said, "Why don't they?"
No, she said it. She was eloquent.
She said, "Why can't they just go over to the shops and just go?" She said, "Walk." I think that's offensive, but
she wasn't. I think she misspoke.
I think she
And
might
I'm not
have
gonna-
when
I'm
she
not gonna
said,
hold
"Aren't
it.
they like normal persons who can just walk to their car?"
Yeah, she
and
probably
drive
just
to the
misspoke a little.
restaurant?"
She misspoke. I mean, the liberals everywhere just trying to get anyone on anything, and we know what she meant.
I'm not a liberal, but if she said that why can't
Yeah,
the
but you're-
wheelchair people walk,
All right.
Joe?
Yeah, but you're acting like one. She did say, "Would the wheelchair people walk?" Right?
She did.
Yeah,
The quote's
she
in the
did
story.
walk
Check
just
it out,
like me.
SanAngeloLive.com.
All right. Well, let's put it. Let's give it this. Actually, give this to the viewers. So, we're talking a ramp that goes down from Chadburn Street down to the Concho River. Should they explore that particular area, or where do you think a ramp should go that would be beneficial for handicapped folks or wheelchair-bound folks to get down to the river? So let's put that to question. We'll come back to it if we need to, but that one goes out to you guys. We'll leave that one there.
And if y'all are just joining, this is Ask San Angelo Live. It's Joe Hyde, myself. Mandy Diaz is at the other desk, and then at the Trammell desk is, of course, Matt Trammell. We're three worker bees here at San Angelo Live. We're here to answer your questions and to basically talk, I guess, I want to persuade you to not believe all the negative stuff that people say, because we're actually approachable.
Yep. So we got some more comments, Joe. I figured this would be a good little portion to throw these in here. So last time we got some, but here's some new ones. Amy Chapa said, "I like San Angelo Live better than the San Angelo Standard Time."
We love Amy Chapa.
Yep, and Sebastian Prieto.
Amy Chapa. Have you seen
said,
Amy Chapa's profile picture? Most beautiful woman in San Angelo.
Sebastian Prieto said, "Way better, no contest." Then Merritt Ratliff Zardo said, "No more lockdowns. Stop the illegals coming over with COVID first, and think about it." Christine Motto replied with, no mask in schools. Reba Lindsay, no mask. Sandra Austin Jones, no mask for school kids. Guys, this is kind of a good segue to get to our next point. What do you think? Are we keeping the masks around?
I think we're gonna. If we go back to a mask mandate, It's over. I ain't doing it.
Well, I mean, so as we kind of segue to that, it's a great segue to that, Trammell. So by doing that, Governor Greg Abbott said, in fact, this went out today. He said that he won't order a mask mandate even as COVID-19 cases rise. So, I mean,
are they really rising that much? I mean, it's not. I don't feel. It's not a big unknown to me. I mean, we know they're coming. We've got a new variant or whatever, and we know the Democrats are susceptible, especially if they get on private jets and fly to D.C. But other than that, I mean, it's.
And I think if I know people on the left, people on the right, they listen to the cat Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
and he's a guy that relies heavily on data, statistics. And
he said
like
more
that.
people die of car accidents.
Yeah, than they'll ever die
daily.
Yeah, absolutely.
More people die of cancer daily than dying of COVID.
Indeed,
even whatever strain of COVID it is.
Exactly. So I think if we kind of go to the actual sick map, and this is from the department. This is Health and Safety, or is this
the Department of Health and Human Services? Health and Human Services.
State of Texas.
So let's actually go to that here. So if we take a look at this right here, and I'm going to kind of just hover right over here with a cursor. So this is Section K. This is where San Angelo and the Concho Valley are located.
It's a trauma center K.
Trauma Center K.
Or trauma service area.
So this is, we're looking at hospital data right here. Okay, so remember, at the peak of COVID, whenever we were kind of going all through this, was that if we reached that 15% threshold, that's what we didn't want to get to. Like, we'd have all.
And when you
these
say
things
15%, you mean 15% of the people that are in the hospital
in
have
the
COVID.
hospital. Yes.
Yeah, hospitalized COVID patients.
Yeah, that mandates. All these bells and whistles would go off, sound the sirens, this and that.
No, they'd shut down the bars.
Yes,
and curtail the restaurants to like 25% capacity or something crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we look at that right now, and I hovered that over that. So right now, with all these COVID cases, and I think today we were in the 30s, if I believe, and right now our hospital capacity is 1.83% in the entire trauma service case. So that's not only San Angelo, but that's down to El Dorado. That's a big portion.
It's like the Concho Valley.
It's
pretty much the Concho Valley. So it doesn't just.
It's not just Shannon Hospital. They have a Heart of Texas in Brady. They got a hospital in El Dorado, hospital in Sonora.
Exactly.
So
I mean, this is a slippery slope right now. When we
not
do
a
all
slippery
this.
slope. It's crazy, and don't listen to the fear porn. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to the fear porn.
So I think one of he's been on the show before. He's a guest.
By the way, 37 cases today.
He's got the answer to this whole thing. Gabriel Lucky knows how to end this COVID thing.
What do we got? My man Gabriel. What do we got?
Lucky says, if you are less than an 8, wear a mask, period.
What do you mean, less than 8 years old?
No.
Is that...
Okay, so there's the San Angelo 7s, the San Angelo 6s. We're talking in terms of appearance here.
Appearances.
Gabriel Lucky said if you. And then Lindsay West Elliott came and said, "No mask, faith over fear." There you go.
There you go. The faith over fear is a big part. I mean, big piece of it.
Live, laugh, love.
Well, it's not that. It's the we have turned in our faith card, our belief in God and heaven and all that stuff, for a belief in some kind of technocrat in the government that's going to save us, and that's not going to happen because they have changed their story so many times from the federal government, CDC. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like I get confused, and I have to cover this stuff. I get confused on what they want you to do. But I mean, just like you get the vaccine and you won't ever get the COVID, right? Now, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, so you're talking about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
I did bring it up.
We're gonna.
So if you get the vaccine, will you get the COVID? That's the question, Manny.
I mean, right now we're seeing, when these Democrat lawmakers from Austin that cruised up to Washington D.C.
You mean they left their job?
They left their post, exactly, and now we're finding out that they have COVID. So
they said they had COVID, but the other thing is they said that we're all vaccinated. Do you think they're vaccinated?
Yeah, a great photo kind of just describes this right here.
Yes.
And let's actually get to that.
There it is, right there.
That's kind of what's trending on Twitter right now.
That's the inside of the private jet that transported the Democrats from Texas, from
Where's
Austin
the Miller
to
Lite
D.C.
box?
Oh, they go. They airbrushed it out. Yeah. Or photoshopped it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
But the question is, they all claim that they were vaccinated, all the Democrats, and they have what we got 5 or 6 cases out of that group.
Yeah,
now?
there's now officially 6 confirmed cases.
6
with
confirmed
the Democrats,
COVID
and
cases.
then all 6 are fully vaccinated. So not 1 poke, but 2 pokes.
Really.
Yeah.
So they've all got the vaccination, but they get the COVID. So now the question now is, what is the incentive to get vaccinated?
I don't think there's any incentive. There's nothing.
I think
right now.
Abilene's giving 40 hours of vacation. I think there's a couple bars here giving beer.
What bar's giving you
I'm
beer?
sure McDonald's will probably hook you up with a $1 cheeseburger if you bring your vaccination card.
I mean, but in the grand scheme of things right now, I mean, there's no. It feels like there's no way out of this because there's a new strain that's coming out. It feels like every other week or every other month, and and on top of that, our beloved President Joseph Biden, he wants to pretty much tell Facebook, hey, let's crack down on all this misinformation stuff. Let's get, and then, Dr. Fauci is telling people that we...
But misinformation or
CDC,
disinformation, I mean, it's crazy. I can say your opinion is misinformation, and now my opinion is therefore banned by the President of the United States. I mean, come on.
Xavier Johnson says, lock up Fauci.
Lock up.
I don't know if y'all saw the Rand Paul thing, but I did hear that
Rand Paul tore him up.
Yeah, but Rand Paul said today that he's actually going to try to do something to get him criminally investigated for lying to Congress.
So the deal there was Rand Paul accused Dr. Fauci of giving NIH money to the Chinese, and the Chinese did some kind of research that created...
it's true. They did give money to the Wuhan lab, and it was to do other experiments on other kind of coronaviruses and SARS diseases. But what Rand Paul's saying, it gave them the opportunity to make COVID-19. So with funding,
he's saying they took
opportunity.
a virus that was only in animals and they made it jump to humans using that money.
Yeah,
and I can't remember the exact.
But it's
term
like the money is not what they're arguing. Like it's known that they did give them money, but it's just Fauci doesn't think that them giving them the money gave them the opportunity to make coronavirus.
Yeah.
But Rand Paul is saying because you did that, you enabled them, you gave them the opportunity to make coronavirus.
Yeah. So therefore, we funded the Chinese to create coronavirus.
Yeah, and it's I felt like there's a lot of denial from the left. It's certainly from that reporting side, and lawmakers that that it originated how it originated. They're saying it originated from an animal. Finding that hard to believe now, I mean, we're talking in China where that is. So,
but it doesn't matter now. The question is, do we need to get the coronavirus vaccine? So, anyway, Trammell, you got something going on?
Yeah. Sorry, if y'all are experiencing some technical difficulties, don't worry. We're getting them fixed. If you lost us, don't worry. We're not leaving you yet. We still got some more stuff.
The sound was down?
No, we're still there.
No, we just had a little. I think it may have been my part. It may have been them. I don't know. But we're back.
Yeah, we're here.
Anyways, back to the
all right. So
nonsense.
yeah, so let's.
Gabriel Lucky once again said this was all chemical warfare.
I mean,
Gabe wants to mask up all the people that are 8 or less, and now he's accusing Democrats of chemical warfare. So anyway. Gabe Lucky, post your Twitter handle here so they can all yell at you.
Hey, in fact, I got me a Gabriel. I mean, if right here on my monitor, and I wish I could show it to you guys.
Oh yeah, the Trump.
Yeah, there's a Trump. One of his stickers. A 45. So yeah, it's a great what he had there. In fact, he has a new painting out, so you can actually check him out on the old Twitter, Instagram there.
Yep.
So.
Chemical warfare. Trump was right again. That's what he said.
So let's go ahead and get into the question there. So what we see right now, what we're seeing with all this stuff, should we jump to a conclusion? I feel like we've seen this movie before. We know a little bit more about COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Should mask mandates return? Is this something that we just kind of just need to chill out and just not jump to a
Yeah,
conclusion
and
just yet.
are we going to go back into a lockdown? I think that's probably more concerning than the mask thing, because if we can all wear a mask, I mean, at the end of the day, we did it. But
Speak
if
for
they
yourself,
start shutting
Trammell.
down businesses again,
Trammell, you never wore a mask.
we're talking about another $1 trillion package that's going to have to come out to
$1 trillion.
back all
These things are like $6 trillion.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna, if we shut down businesses again, there's gonna have to be relief programs.
They're not going to do it.
Golden Corral's gonna get another $1 billion.
I know. No, they got $1 million. They got $1 million. Golden
Yeah,
Corral got $1 million.
Golden Corral. I mean, Golden Corrals in Texas and West Texas, scored some big cash during this COVID times. I mean, the one in Abilene scored over $1 million.
Yeah, they got 1.5 million. Ours got like 900,000.
So
yeah.
Gabriel Lucky said, "Guys, don't worry. Most Democrats are less than an 8." He just said, "I'm only kidding. I love everyone. It doesn't matter what sides you're on. I hope everyone stays safe."
My man Gabriel.
Yeah, so then John Whipple says, "No mask. Keep up your immune system." And Donna McCloskey says, "No mask."
No mask.
Nobody wants to wear a mask.
No mask. No mask.
And Matt
mask,
Trammell,
no
you
mask.
never wore a mask anyway.
Hey, well, I've never caught in the cocoa, so
Yeah, how do
You
you
kept
go?
the cocoa.
How do you go through life not catching the cocoa?
alpha.
Oh, so Trammell's like the alpha male, the ultimate alpha male,
alpha.
red pilled alpha male.
There you
Matt
go.
Trammell.
There
Yeah,
you go. Christy Chambers, no mask.
nobody wants the mask. You
No
know,
mask. We haven't seen one person say, "Please wear your mask."
well, I think the Ouija board has kind of gone to the no mask side on this thing, so no one's going to say I'll wear a mask because they'll all
yeah.
get attacked.
Well, I mean,
Remember
you
when
prob-
people used to virtue signal and wear masks?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
well,
man,
I was
on camera. Everyone would be like, "Oh, we gotta wear it on camera."
I was in Walmart today, and there was one person in all Walmart with a mask on.
Christine Motto, wash your hands. Great advice.
Isn't that what the mayor said this morning? What did the mayor say at the city council meeting yesterday?
She had a public comment that was just talking kind of about the Delta variant and saying we're not sure if the new positive tests that have been coming, because we are in kind of a surge. We have picked up in numbers. There's over 200 active cases when a month ago there was only 12. So, she said there may be the Delta here, but as of right now, they are not sure.
I am completely convinced there's nothing you can do as a community to do much to stop the spread of this thing. So
John Whipple says, "No mask, just stay 6 feet away. That's the best thing that happened with all of us."
stay 6.
Yeah.
John Whipple wants his space.
He wants to be alone. Yeah, he's like,
You ever gone to those conventions where they give you like you can put a blue dot on your thing if you're a green dot if you're open to anyone coming up and talking to you.
Oh my
a yellow
gosh.
dot means you're cautious, and a red dot means
Oh
leave me
my
alone.
gosh.
that the mask is the red dot.
Yeah, the mask is the red dot.
Xavier Johnson says the one that say wear a mask have already sworn off of San Angelo Live. If they comment, it proves that they just can't stay away. Followed by Elizabeth Ditmore, who says get vaccinated and wear a mask. People are dying,
Hey,
want the vaccine, but it's too late.
Speaking of that, that there's an interesting thing that I learned this week. We use a measurement tool for San Angelo Live. We have a lot of statistical stuff we look at, but one of them's called CrowdTangle. It's a service that Facebook owns. And if you dig down into the CrowdTangle data, you find out that the most engaged posts and most engaged Facebook pages of U.S. politicians are all Republicans, except for, like, I think Elizabeth Warren came in like number 7. But every Republican, like number 1 is Ted
Cruz.
Cruz, he dominates.
He's like 1 and 2. It's like Congressman
Yeah.
Ted Cruz and Ted Cruz.
Yeah. And then Jim Jordan, the rep that Nancy Pelosi
Yeah.
won't put on
No longer on the-
not the 9/11 commission, but the January 6th commission.
Both terrorism attacks.
Yeah, he won't put him on the commission. But I mean, it's like of the top 10, they're all Republicans.
Yeah.
And so the question then comes: is Facebook doing this gigantic gaslighting of the conservative movement by basically telling everyone that they're liars on Facebook? And they're all Republicans.
Well,
and the other thing, Ben Shapiro, Glenn Beck, Dan Bongino is a beast on Facebook. All these guys are millions and millions and millions higher than any Democrat.
Yeah. Well, right now, Dan Bongino, he is. If you go in, and from our perspective here, from influencers, political government. Let's see. Hold on. Let me run up here. Dan Bongino, he's actually number 1. The number 1 influencer right now.
Scroll up a little bit. You can't see. There you go. Yeah, show them that. You go real slow, and they can see.
At 3.42 million total interactions, so almost 3.5 million interactions. Dan Bongino, and if you know it,
and this is of U.S. political commentators. Is that what it is?
Yeah, this was influencers, political government, things like that. I mean, I believe in this may be just a little bit different. I think one. Well, which one were you actually searching?
Well, there's two of them. The one you're looking at right now are political commentators and influencers, and that proves the point too, that most of the engagement interactions on Facebook are on conservative or as the Democrats would say, far right personalities. But also there's one of U.S. politicians. There's another list Corral Tango has of U.S. politicians, and you'll see that all the Republicans are in the top 10 except for Elizabeth Warren. I mean, Joe Biden's nowhere to be seen on that thing. So you always wonder, well, how do you get 81 million votes? He's not even in the top 100.
So Sally Salazar says, faith over fear, no mask, and let's get out of our homes and live like Jesus intended it for us.
There you go. I agree. And if you die, you go to heaven.
There you go. And followed by Angelia Huckabee, who says, I don't believe in the vaccine specifically after what happened with the Olympic people or heart damage to some teens. Alice Johnson, yes.
Wait. Heart damage. She's saying the vaccine causes
heart damage and something with the Olympics. I'm not real sure about that one. Then Alice Johnson says, yes, they should be reinstated. So we got people on both sides here. Greg Collum, howdy buff driver from another AF local vet. I guess that's to you, Joe. Do you know?
All right, man.
Greg
Buff
Collum?
drivers.
Whatever that is.
6 and 2, counted and stowed.
All right, sure, man.
Yeah.
So we got definitely some comments on both sides.
Well, we saw. Did you read the Alice Ann Johnson? Is that the one you had? She said yes, they should be reinstated.
Yes.
Wow.
So there are people out there that because a lot of people lost some people. It's not easy.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I mean, I think. I don't think anybody truly knows everything about this virus. We won't know for a number of years. But I mean, honestly, you take care of yourself, you do what you got to do, you take care of your family, and you just live your life, And I think
consult a doctor.
And consult a doctor. Yeah.
Remember, don't
to
get your
Facebook.
advice from us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Talk to doctors.
We're on Facebook, man. That should on me.
I don't have a doctorate degree.
I got my Facebook MD.
There you go. All right, we want to transition?
This would be a great. In fact,
enough Coco talk.
Yeah, let's get this little college football here. So, and this is the realm of college football.
Wait. Eyes of Texas are upon you.
No,
we
will beat them.
I'm sorry that I have to interrupt your introduction, Manny. But why would anyone care about a football team that has a fight song that says "I've been working on the railroad all day long"? I mean, they're tired. Right
here, Manny.
They're tired.
All day long.
All day long.
Right here. You can get fined for doing that nowadays.
Yeah,
right
well, yeah. In fact, the NCAA, they're cracking down on that
right.
this year.
I'll do a double.
You can't do that?
Yeah, I'm getting fined right here.
Why?
No horns down.
They're calling it disrespectful.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it hurts the Texas Longhorn feelings. Bevo has feelings, Joe.
My God. So who are they sanctioning from doing this?
Well, they remember a couple of years ago, Baker Mayfield, he did it. He went horns down and then went and stuck the flag on the middle of the field. And
what are they going to do about every Aggie singing the
they're
song?
going to get suspended.
No, you listen.
They're going to get suspended.
The Aggie fight song says the eyes of Texas are upon you. That's the song they sing so well. Sounds like hell. So what are we going to do? Are we going to sanction the entire school?
Well, I don't know if you can do much about that, but I know for players, specifically, I think Baker had to sit out a first half of the game after he did that. So they're cracking down on it. Don't hurt Texas Longhorn players' feelings.
It's because they're woke.
Yeah. Well, that could be.
They're woke.
But the story is though that them and the Boomer Sooners are going to leave, just like Texas A&M did, and try to go to.
They're
going to
leave the Big 12.
Yeah,
where they can try to go make some more money.
This summer marks 9 years since Texas A&M left the beloved Big 12.
That was a glorious day when they left
Southeastern Conference. I mean,
yeah, because they've done so well since.
Yeah.
Well, they beat Alabama once.
Yeah, one time.
They needed a guy named Johnny Manziel.
Dude, Johnny Manziel could have won the Big
Heisman
12.
guy.
He could have won the Big 12 easily.
He
went to the SEC, and he did not win the SEC.
Well, if he won the Big 12, what would he have gotten? He wouldn't have gotten the Heisman.
He would have went to the national championship.
He wouldn't have gotten the Heisman.
Yeah, he would have.
You think?
Yeah. We talking about Big 12.
He got the Heisman because he tore up Alabama.
What's his name? Kyler Murray won the Heisman from Oklahoma like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right, so
Anyways.
here's the big news that's surrounding this, and this is coming from the Houston Chronicle. That these guys have kind of been on top of this here. Brent Swinnerman, I know I'm just butchering his name there. He's saying that this is coming from like high-ranking college officials that are close to the situation, citing that Oklahoma and Texas have both reached out to the Southeastern Conference, the SEC, the same conference that the Texas A&M Aggies belong to, and that pretty much they're wanting out of the Big 12, and they're pretty much looking to just bust out right now. We saw this 9 years ago whenever A&M was leaving the Big 12, and it's like, okay, so is Texas and Oklahoma going to go as well? Are they going to start a new conference? Are they going to go to the Pac-12? Or is Texas going to try, or is the Big 12 going to try to replace, A&M with some new schools here? So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, the Big 12 is pretty much given, the University of Texas. What is surprising is that the University of Texas, the Big 12 has given the University of Texas so many things. They have their own network, millions of dollars that they score, millions upon millions. Oklahoma kind of they want a piece of that pie. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable.
Well, the reason A&M left to the SEC in the first place was money because they were going to launch the Longhorn Network. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And Texas was going to use all the people in the Big 12 as, I guess, foils for their big Longhorn Network show, and they're going to make a fortune on it. And then we're going to share the money with A&M or any of the other schools. But now everyone left them, or A&M left them, and no one cares about Texas anymore.
Well, that's because they suck.
Yeah, they're not very good right now. They're just not good.
I guarantee you one of the big deals is, I don't know if you saw this, Manny, Nick Saban yesterday, they were talking about the new rules where you can,
Yeah, he's got a $1 million player
His
now.
quarterback, who has not played one down of football, has already received over $1 million. He said he's already made 7 figures.
Yeah.
And he's an 18-year-old kid. So it's like, at that point, you kind of need to go to the
If you have a
SEC.
child who's you have a son or something, and you don't have him in football camp yet, better get him. I don't care if he's 3 years old, 4 years old, get him off to football camp. Yep.
Football, basketball, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
There's some serious money to be made in, playing, not just playing college football, but just playing collegiate sports.
Well, like
right
you
now.
even think about Angelo State. I mean, somebody like I don't know, what's his name? Braden Wilcox he's over there now. Maybe he could go to Jim Bass Ford and say, "Hey, Todd Price, put me in a commercial and pay me."
Imagine that, yeah.
And then boom, he puts him in a commercial, and he's got an athlete on commercial, and the athlete's making some money off of it.
But don't do a radio ad because they won't be able to see you.
No, do it. It's San Angelo live video ad.
Boom. Yeah.
Exactly. San Angelo live video ad.
Yeah.
In
you
fact,
could be on this thing.
Yeah. We would love to be the first media outlet that has a paid sponsorship from someone at ASU. That'd be awesome.
We could do that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine, and I'm just thinking about this now. So Kyle Washington was regarded as Angelo State's, prize quarterbacks probably in school in program history.
He's a pike.
I can only imagine. There we go. Trammell throwing out that shout out there.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what that guy would have made, because if he would actually been able to score some, extra dollars, some sponsorship dollars, just some guys like that, or even you go back to like the Pierce Holtz, the Wysoon, the eras and that time in there. What some of these guys would have.
What about Sam Fowler?
Sam Fowler, the fat punter.
The fat punter.
Sierra Alpha
He
Mike.
could have got paid by like Lone Star Cheeseburger.
Yeah, Lone Star Cheeseburger definitely would have paid him. Yeah.
Yes.
He'd be like, "Hi, I'm Sam Fowler. I'm the fat punter, and here's my cheeseburger."
And here's my cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt that train of thought there, Manny.
No.
Sorry about that.
No, that was awesome.
It was already there. So our question out there that we're going to put out there in Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube world: should Texas and Oklahoma leave the Big 12 conference for the SEC? It would make it a 14-school league at that point.
Manny, now that I think about it, as a Texas Tech fan, they should leave, so that way Texas Tech can win the Big 12 championship.
But then there would be like nobody to challenge
I know.
that.
Well, it'd be
Oklahoma State.
You
Come on,
relegate Big
Baylor.
12 down to Division II status.
Dude, but it's so
Big
stupid.
D2 league.
If you leave SEC, if you leave to go to the SEC for just football, that's dumb because SEC basketball is not very good.
Well,
SEC
it'll get
baseball
that
is not
way.
the best.
It's
I mean,
not.
It's not the best.
Well, I mean,
the
no,
Big 12
SEC
has the best.
But like
SEC
90%,
baseball-
but 90% of the people watch football and 10% watch the rest of it. Yeah.
Maybe. I know
Yeah.
a lot of, I'm not saying because college football is definitely the biggest one.
I mean,
but
college
still.
football is gigantic.
Yeah.
That's why.
Danae Edwards says no, absolutely not. I'm guessing that's about them leaving.
Yeah.
Either that or not wearing a mask.
Or we're not, yeah. We're asking a bunch of questions just to say
The
no
mask
to.
mandates and the Texas leaving.
Mindy Bratcher says no.
If they leave, should they wear a mask when they depart?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, if the Big 12 needs some spots, Tarleton, they just went D1. What about Angelo State?
How does
D1?
Tarleton go D1?
Well,
They
that's it. It's not for football, though. I think it's just strictly for basketball.
No, they're going for football. They're going for the whole enchilada.
going football
there.
too?
They are
Oh,
part
wow.
of the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC.
Oh, they're in the WAC?
Yeah.
So they're the ones that get whacked.
Isn't that like
Like
Wednesday?
USC will say, "I'll play you. I'll play you in the preseason."
Don't they
just
play
go
on
whack
Wednesday
'em.
nights? Like Wednesday night
Yeah,
WAC
those,
action?
yeah, those.
Yeah,
that's like
dude.
those
you can
type
find
of,
some
those
good
type of
games on
programs.
there.
And also, like Abilene Christian has joined them in the WAC. Sam Houston State.
Angelo State, I'm telling you, maybe on the come up.
I find it hard to believe that Angelo State would ever leave Division II.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
It's growing. They got 12,000 students.
No way.
Well, they got 10,750 students. That's what 10,750.
No.
Yeah.
It would have to. So I mean, it would have to take not only like a culture change, but like a financial culture
Oh,
change.
and they have to be good at sports.
And they would have to be
We're
good
the
at that.
family of Solmeyer, don't they?
So at that point, I
They
mean,
could
because
fund it. They
well,
could finance
so this
it.
is the whole thing that Abilene Christian
Oil, man. Oil
Well,
is
this is the
$70
whole
a
thing
gallon.
that Abilene Christian kind of like they pondered whenever they were going Division I. Okay, well, do we have the financial backing to pretty much send our student athletes all over the country?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, you're not only just playing guys down the road in Stephenville or San Angelo. You're going to they go to Duquesne. They've gone to Pittsburgh.
Well,
they played.
Well, in baseball, didn't our guys go up like northern Michigan or
yeah,
something?
but that's not for the whole like regular
Yeah.
season. That's just for playoffs. So then,
And last year,
it's like-
didn't they play a football game in Marquette, Michigan?
It's like Central.
It's been a few years.
It's like Central if they decided like, okay, instead of being in Texas high school football, we're going to join this national thing where we got to go to New Mexico and then Oklahoma and then Nebraska, then
New
California
Jersey.
and then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or have a game in California. Next week have a game on the East Coast.
Right.
You got to be able to fund that. So I don't know. I'd like to see it. That would be cool.
I'll fly the plane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The basketball team could compete.
Yeah.
Ba-
Just get a King Air.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Coach Boone definitely learned everything from
from Chris Beard.
From Chris Beard, yeah. And that guy's a punk too. By the way,
Yeah.
since we're just on that,
He's
left
a
for
punk?
Yeah,
he
he
left
left-
Texas Tech.
he
to go
left
to
the Double
Texas.
T.
He's a punk. He's no longer welcome in San Angelo. Heard it from me, Matt Trammell.
So you're threatening Chris Beard.
I'm not threatening him.
You're saying
but
don't come to
he
San Angelo.
shouldn't
You're not
come
welcome
here.
to San Angelo.
No, he ain't welcome around these parts.
Why?
Because this is the Texas Tech system that Angelo State's in. And he left for the rival. He like Kevin Durant, the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Beard. Like, he's a traitor.
Man, I interviewed Chris Beard one time on the telephone. It
I'm
was
sorry.
It was a surreal experience. So the first thing, I'm sitting there going, but what basically Brene Sheffield at Zettner's daughter at the time, he said, "Hey, we're having the Texas Tech alumni meeting here. Hey, and Chris Beard's going to speak. I was wondering if you could do a story about it so that we can get more people to show up." So Chris Beard calls me from I guess he was between flights. I guess he was in DFW waiting to catch his flight to Lubbock, and he calls me, and you know me, I'm just stirring the pot, and that's the only way I know how to get any attention on these stories, to stir the pot. So I asked him. So I was reading on Bleacher Report or some kind of crappy website like that your players don't have full confidence in you. What do you say to that? And he goes, "Joe, are we going to talk about this dinner I'm going to be at in San Angelo? Or you?" And I said, "You know what, Chris, you're exactly right." And so we went a little bit milder on the interview.
Yeah. No, I as a member of the media here in San Angelo for a number of years, I had the working for the other guys down the street. I had the opportunity to kind of get to know him, and what I appreciated the most at it from him is that he was just real the entire time.
He is a real guy.
He would always give you. He
He's
would
really a traitor.
That he is now, but he would always just tell it like it is, and that's what you always really appreciate about a high-profile coach, because you can tell that he was going to be going somewhere at some point. San Angelo was just a trampoline onto the next
or a trampoline.
Or a stepping stone that he trampled on her, and then he also went to Texas Tech, took a dump on that one.
Well, I mean, that one, I mean, if you look at that, I mean,
it's so bad.
Texas Tech was just a trampoline for him as well. It was only a matter of time.
These aren't trampolines. These are dog turds that he's stepping on the way inside the house. I'm telling you, man. He didn't care. He didn't care about you, Angelo. He didn't care about you, Lubbock. He cares about himself.
Dang, Trammell, how do you really feel about Chris Beard?
Trammell's like on the warpath, man.
You know what? I know Coach Boone. He's a Pike. And he's an awesome guy.
He's a Pike.
If he's a Pike, he's going to stay here, huh?
Yeah, he's awesome. So Coach
basically,
Boone is my favorite.
Coach Boone's career is stalled because
it's not.
Yeah, it is. He's stuck here. You won't let him leave.
Not stalled. He's doing great things here.
But you won't let him leave.
No, because he's awesome.
He can't move up.
He's awesome.
So the only way he can move up is if Angelo State becomes a D1
No, he could be the
school.
athletic director of Angelo State.
Okay. But Trammell says Boone can't leave. Don't
Boone
do what
can't
Beard.
leave
Don't do to me
Unless
what Beard
you go
did
to
to me.
Texas Tech.
Oh, you can go to Texas Tech?
Yeah, he can go to Tech.
Well, if he goes to Texas Tech and he sells there, he can't go up?
No, he can't go to. Well, he can. I'm not mad that Coach Beard left. Right? Like Coach Beard is a great coach.
Oh, he'd
He
be
took
okay if
us
you went to Oregon and took over the Ducks?
if he went to Duke or whatever, cool, right?
But who wants to
he
go
went
there?
to the damn Texas Longhorns. No, I shouldn't have said that, but still, Texas Longhorns, and it's just ridiculous. Getting worked up.
No, I feel you. I mean, that's going to the rival. You can't do that. That's like, if you play for the Red Sox, you're going to the Yankees. You just can't do that.
Just can't do that.
But I see it. I mean, if you think about, there's money involved. He's one of the highest paid. He's college coaches in college basketball.
Yeah, money does.
He's getting a
cost
new
more than
arena
soul.
down there in Austin on the 40 acres. So
at the Drum.
yeah, the new Drum.
Yeah.
He gets to live in Austin?
Yeah. Yeah, he got a pay raise, but it's way cheaper to live in Lubbock, so he really didn't get it.
It's about the same.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, Austin's so expensive, dude.
You really think so?
Yes, and I lived in Lubbock.
You could be homeless in Austin and live for free.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but this is Ask San Angelo Live, and if you just joined us in the last couple of minutes, it's just us, Matt Trammell, Manny Diaz, Joe Hyde, myself. We are here just to rap with you and talk about the news of the day. We do this about once a week to keep San Angelo Live real.
Yep.
Anything else?
I think that's about it. We kind of ran out of our talking points there. So from wheelchair drama here, or the wheelchair ramp drama from the city council yesterday, should mask mandates return? I think San Angelo and the Concho Valley feel pretty strong about that.
At least they do in the comment sections on Facebook.
At least they do in the comment section, yes.
Yeah.
And then we talked a little bit about Texas and Oklahoma possibly leaving the Big 12.
And Trammell says that Chris Beard is no longer welcome in San Angelo, Texas.
Correct.
He's got his army of pikes behind it.
Correct.
Correct. It's like you're speaking. You're on Capitol Hill speaking into the microphone.
Correct.
Sir, you don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
I'm Matt Trammell. This will be the last y'all hear me. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun. This has been real. This is always a good time to just kind of interact with all the folks here. So, Joe, any last words for the folks out there before we say goodbye?
Peace out. That's all I have to say.
Trammell, anything from you?
Peace out.
One last warning for Chris Beard.
I hate you.
Trammell's ready to go. All right. So on that note, we will say goodbye. This has been another edition of Ask San Angelo Live. We will see you next time. Please join us for our new segment called Top 5 and 325 with Matt Trammell and I. Until next time, for Joe Hyde and Matt Trammell, I'm Manny Diaz. We'll see you next time.